Tonight we're taking you thousands of miles away to one of Earth's most extreme places, Antarctica.
The last remaining territory on the planet that could have such a designation is Antarctica.
Imagine a place so extreme it's like stepping onto another planet, yet it's right here on Earth. Antarctica, a land shrouded in ice, conceals wonders beyond imagination, hidden under its frosty surface. However, scientists and explorers have unearthed bizarre creatures and various phenomena that defy explanation, revealing a world brimming with life in the most unlikely conditions. Prepare to be amazed as we delve into the mysteries of the frozen southernmost continent. Join us as we explore 20 strange things found in Antarctica. Number 20. Antarctic Volcanoes. Antarctica, the coldest place on Earth, might seem an unlikely host for volcanic activity, yet beneath its vast ice sheets lies a world of fire. Surveys have unveiled a surprising presence of around 138 volcanoes beneath the ice, with the potential for many more yet to be discovered. From the towering Mount Sidley, standing at 14,000 feet in the Marie Byrd Land, to the 8,456-foot-tall Mount Discovery at the edge of McMurdo Sound, the range and diversity of these volcanoes are as varied as any found across the globe. While many of these volcanic giants have remained quiet for centuries, their status is not uniformly dormant. For instance, Mount Erebus on Ross Island is not only the southernmost active volcano in the world, but also home to one of the few permanent lava lakes, making it a rare and fascinating study subject. This constant volcanic activity on Erebus offers a stark contrast to the icy silence that envelops much of the continent. The presence of these volcanoes under the ice is not just a curiosity. It has significant implications for the Antarctic landscape and its vast ice formations. Scientists are keen to understand how volcanic activity has shaped this unique environment over millennia, and what potential impacts could arise if one of the more centrally located volcanoes were to awaken. Number 18. Sea monster fossils. After years of battling the harsh weather conditions on Seymour Island, a remote location off the Antarctic Peninsula, scientists have made a groundbreaking discovery. They've unearthed the remains of the heaviest elasmosaur ever found, an ancient sea creature that once roamed the oceans during the Cretaceous period, alongside the dinosaurs. This remarkable find is not just significant due to its size, it's also one of the most complete ancient reptile fossils discovered in Antarctica to date. The discovery was initially made by a scientist from Purdue University in 1989, who stumbled upon the find during an expedition. However, unable to excavate it himself, he passed the information to other researchers. It wasn't until decades later that the true significance of this find would be realized. The elasmosaur, a prehistoric plesiosaur characterized by its 4 flippers and long neck, measured an astounding 36 feet in length from snout to tail, equivalent to the length of a modern-day telephone pole. Weighing in at an impressive 15 tons, this sea monster is now recognized as the largest elasmosaurid on record. Interestingly, its appearance has drawn comparisons to the mythical Loch Ness Monster, capturing the public's imagination. The existence of such a massive creature suggests that the seas of the Cretaceous period teemed with marine life, providing ample food to support such gigantic animals. Number 17. 17-pound meteorite. Among the most fascinating discoveries in Antarctica is not of earthly origin, but a visitor from space. Picture this: a team of scientists roaming the icy expanse stumbles upon a rock. But this is no ordinary rock. It's a meteorite, weighing an impressive 17 pounds, a silent witness to the cosmos's mysteries that landed on our planet. This isn't just any piece of space rock. Its significant weight makes it one of the larger meteorites found on the icy continent. The find is crucial for several reasons. First, Antarctica serves as a pristine white canvas, making meteorites easier to spot against the ice and snow. Moreover, the cold and dry conditions help preserve the space rocks in their near-original state, providing invaluable insights into the composition of our solar system and the universe beyond. Meteorites, like this 17-pounder, are time capsules from space. They carry with them the secrets of the early solar system, possibly containing primordial material from the asteroid belt, or even from farther reaches of space. These remnants from the birth of planets and stars offer scientists a rare, tangible connection to cosmic events billions of years old. Number 16. Elongated skull. In 1985, an extraordinary discovery was made on Yamana Beach at Cape Shirreff, located on the South Shetland Islands of Antarctica. A skull was found, remarkably preserved, that belonged to a young indigenous woman from southern Chile, estimated to be in her early 20s. Radiocarbon dating suggests she lived between the years 1819 and 1825, making it the oldest known human remains found on the Antarctic continent. The discovery was as intriguing as it was unexpected. The skull was located near a beach camp used by early 19th century sealers, close to the remnants of a female boat. This is particularly surprising since female sealers were virtually unheard of during that time. The historical record provides no explanation for the presence of a young woman in Antarctica in this era, leaving us with a fascinating mystery. The age of the skull, nearly 200 years old, coincides with the era of the first known landings on Antarctica. While some have speculated wildly that elongated skulls such as this are evidence of extraterrestrial visitation in prehistory, the reality is more grounded and tied to human exploration and expansion. In the 1800s, several nations embarked on efforts to explore and potentially colonize Antarctica, despite its extreme and unforgiving conditions. These endeavors were largely unsuccessful due to the continent's harsh environment. Number 15. A lost continent. The thickness of Antarctica's landmass varies significantly, with the eastern part boasting a crust thickness between 25 and 37 miles, while the western part is thinner, ranging from 12 to 22 miles. These variations, among other anomalies, hint at a fascinating geological history tied to Gondwana, one of Earth's ancient supercontinents, which existed around 180 million years ago. As Gondwana fragmented, it gave rise to various land masses in the southern hemisphere, including what we now know as Australia. Intriguingly, recent findings in Antarctica have unveiled the presence of several cratons, old and stable parts of the continental lithosphere that serve as the building blocks for continents. These discoveries suggest that as these cratons moved southward, they merged and were encapsulated by ice, leading to the formation of what we now see as a unified Antarctica. However, this insight leads to an intriguing possibility. Antarctica, as it stands, may not be a single landmass, but rather a composite of several large landmasses bound together. Number 14. Frozen ship. The HMS Terror, an exploration vessel under the command of the renowned British explorer Sir John Franklin, embarked on a historic voyage in 1845 with its sister ship, the HMS Erebus, aiming to chart the elusive Northwest Passage through the Arctic. However, the mission met a tragic fate when both ships became entrapped in the ice near King William Island in the Canadian Arctic archipelago. The expedition, doomed by the harsh Arctic conditions, was forced to abandon the ships, leading to one of the maritime world's most enduring mysteries. For over a century, the whereabouts of the HMS Terror and its companion remained unknown, sparking numerous search and rescue missions initiated by the British government and later by historians and archaeologists. Despite these efforts, the ships seemed lost to the ice, their stories frozen in time. It wasn't until 2014 that a breakthrough came with the discovery of the HMS Erebus, and shortly thereafter, in 2016, the HMS Terror was found remarkably preserved on the ocean floor in Terror Bay, far from the icy expanse of Antarctica, but in the cold waters of the Arctic. Number 13. Shackleton's Whiskey. Imagine unearthing a treasure not of gold or jewels, but of whiskey, buried beneath the ice of Antarctica. This is exactly what happened when conservators, working to restore an Antarctic hut used by the legendary explorer Ernest Shackleton, stumbled upon a hidden crate of whiskey. This wasn't just any whiskey, but a cache left behind from Shackleton's 1907 Nimrod expedition, an ambitious but ultimately unsuccessful attempt to reach the South Pole. Fast forward to 2010, when this extraordinary find was made. The whiskey, perfectly preserved in the Antarctic chill, was identified as McKinley and Company whiskey, specially made for Shackleton's expedition. Sealed bottles were discovered hidden beneath the floorboards of the hut, a silent testament to the hasty departure of Shackleton and his crew from the unforgiving continent. What makes this discovery so captivating isn't just the age or the historical connection of the whiskey, but the glimpse it offers into the life and times of early 20th century explorers. The conservation team faced a dilemma of how to analyze this precious liquid without opening the bottles and compromising their integrity. The solution came through modern technology. Scientists used a syringe to extract a sample of the whiskey through the cork, allowing them to study its composition without damaging the historical artifact. The analysis of the whiskey provided fascinating insights. It was found to be remarkably well preserved, offering a window into the distillation techniques of the early 1900s and even the taste preferences of that era. This discovery didn't just end with the analysis. Inspired by the findings, a distillery in Scotland embarked on a unique project to recreate Shackleton's whiskey. Leveraging the analytical data, they crafted a whiskey that closely resembles the original, allowing enthusiasts a chance to savor a piece of history. Number 12. Dry valleys. Antarctica, widely known for its vast expanses of ice and snow, surprisingly houses the dry valleys, areas that stand as the driest places on Earth. These valleys, starkly contrasting the continent's icy reputation, haven't experienced rain for nearly 2 million years. Encompassing an area of approximately 4,800 square kilometers, the dry valleys are virtually devoid of water, ice, or snow. While there are minimal water features within this region, they have remained unchanged, with no net gain or loss of water, for over 2 million years. The barren, desolate landscapes of the dry valleys bear a striking resemblance to the surface of Mars, making them an invaluable site for scientific research and experimentation. NASA has leveraged this unique similarity to conduct tests in preparation for Mars missions, specifically testing the high-slope ability of the Viking spacecraft in this Mars-like terrain. Yet even within this dry expanse, the Fries Hills stand out, having not encountered water in an astonishing 14 million years. This level of aridity is unparalleled, offering scientists a rare glimpse into the dynamics of extremely dry terrestrial environments and their potential analogs on other planets. Number 11. Mysterious Hole. In the early 1970s, with the advent of satellite imagery, scientists were puzzled by an unusual occurrence in Antarctica. They spotted a mysterious opening within one of the seasonal ice packs floating on the Lazarev Sea. Intriguingly, by summer, this gap had vanished. This phenomenon remained unexplained for decades, until a striking observation was made a year and a half ago. During what should have been the peak of the Antarctic winter, when ice is typically at its most expansive, an enormous hole spanning 9,500 square kilometers reappeared in the same location. In just 2 months, this gap expanded by an astonishing 740%, only to shrink back again with the arrival of warmer summer temperatures. Thanks to modern technology, including autonomous ocean robots and seals equipped with sensors, scientists believe they've finally unraveled this mystery. These openings, known as polynaias, a Russian term for open water, appear to be formed by a combination of factors including storms and the salinity levels of the ocean. Recent studies suggest that in 2016, when ocean surface salinity was particularly high, strong winter storms triggered a remarkable process. These storms stirred the ocean, bringing warmer, saltier water from the depths to the surface. As this water cooled and became denser in the cold air, it sank, pulling up more warm water from below. This cycle prevented ice from forming in the area, creating a feedback loop that maintained the open water of the pool. Number 10. Lone Statue. This statue is not just any piece of art. It's located at the southern pole of inaccessibility, the most remote point of the Antarctic continent, making it one of the loneliest monuments in the world. The story behind how this statue came to stand in such a desolate location is a tale of Cold War-era ambition and exploration. In December 1957, a Soviet expedition set out on a daunting mission to be the first to reach this remote pole. It was a period marked by intense competition among nations to explore uncharted territories and assert their dominance. Battling against the extreme cold and navigating through treacherous ice, the Soviet team carried with them a life-sized, solid bronze bust of Lenin, among other supplies. Their journey culminated in December 1958, when they successfully established a station at the pole, crowning it with the bust of Lenin, which was positioned to face towards Moscow. But the statue of Lenin was not the sole contribution of the Soviets to this remote part of the world. Their expedition also led to the construction of a small hut capable of housing 4 people, a radio shack, and meteorological equipment, among other necessities. Despite these efforts, the harsh conditions and the realization of the site's extreme isolation soon resulted in the station being abandoned, only to be visited sporadically in the decades that followed. The Lenin statue remained unseen by outsiders until 1965, when it was rediscovered by an American team during the Queen Maud Land Traverse expedition. They found the station well preserved but deserted. In a cheeky act of Cold War rivalry, They rotated the statue so it faced Washington, D.C. instead of Moscow. Number 9. Blood Falls, near McMurdo Station in Antarctica. There's a peculiar natural wonder that stands out for its striking coloration: Blood Falls. This eerie waterfall, flowing from the Taylor Glacier, gets its name from the vivid red hue it displays, reminiscent of flowing blood. For a long time, the ominous appearance of blood falls led many to avoid it, shrouded as it was in myths of bad luck. However, recent scientific exploration has shed light on the reality behind this fascinating phenomenon. Advanced imaging techniques have unveiled a complex underground network beneath the glacier, comprising subglacial rivers and a lake rich in iron-laden brine. This high concentration of iron is what gives Blood Falls its distinctive red color. The journey of this brine to Blood Falls is an extraordinary process. It's estimated that the water takes around 1.5 million years to navigate through the glacier's fissures and channels before emerging at the surface. What makes Blood Falls even more remarkable is the ecosystem it supports. Despite the harsh, freezing conditions, a community of microbes thrives within this brine, isolated from the outside world for over 2 million years. Number 8. 100-year-old box of negatives. In 2013, a discovery in Antarctica offered a rare window into the past, transporting us back a century through the lens of early explorers. During the restoration of historic exploration huts, researchers unearthed a remarkable find: a box of negatives, over 100 years old, encased in a block of ice. These weren't just any photographs. They belonged to the ill-fated Ross Sea Party, a key part of Sir Ernest Shackleton's ambitious Imperial Trans-Antarctic expedition. The box contained 22 cellulose nitrate negatives, each a frozen moment capturing the life, the environment, and the spirit of Antarctic explorers from 100 years ago. The significance of these images cannot be overstated. Once believed to be lost forever to the harsh Antarctic environment, these negatives were meticulously restored, revealing not only breathtaking landscapes, but also intimate, candid moments of the expedition members. Among the treasures brought to light were images of Alexander Stevens on the deck of the Aurora, the awe-inspiring icebergs near Ross Island, and the stark, haunting beauty of Big Razorback Island in McMurdo Sound. These photographs provide a vivid portrayal of early 20th century exploration, encapsulating the raw, untouched beauty of Antarctica and the indomitable spirit of its explorers. Initially thought to be undeveloped due to their condition, closer inspection revealed that the negatives had been developed but not printed. This discovery has ignited rich discussions about the historical film development process and the challenges of preserving such artifacts. Despite being stuck together and frozen for nearly a century, the images remained intact. Number 7. Fish under ice sheet. In 2015, an extraordinary discovery was made beneath Antarctica's Ross Ice Shelf. After drilling through nearly half a mile of ice, scientists unveiled a hidden world of life, frozen civilizations found under the ice in Antarctica. This includes microbes, crustaceans, and a variety of unusual fish thriving in water buried under the ice. This finding challenged the previously held belief that Antarctica's vast ice sheets were too inhospitable for life. The subglacial aquatic environment, despite being around 33 feet deep and existing in temperatures that are consistently below freezing, is bustling with life. Among the fascinating species discovered were several types of fish, including a unique kind of snailfish. This tadpole-like creature, inhabiting the icy depths of both the Arctic and Antarctic oceans, has intrigued scientists with its gelatinous, almost transparent body that seems ill-suited for such a frigid environment. Yet snailfish are capable of living at depths reaching up to at least 700 meters, showcasing their remarkable adaptation to extreme conditions. Number 6. Ancient forest fossils. Over a century ago, during Robert Falcon Scott's historic Antarctic expedition, a groundbreaking discovery was made at the Beardmore Glacier, less than 500 kilometers from the South Pole. Edward Wilson, the expedition's chief scientist, documented the unearthing of plant fossils in his diary. He described the majority of these fossilized leaves as resembling those of beech trees, both in shape and in the pattern of their veins. At the time, the scientific community largely dismissed these findings as errors in identification, and their profound implications were not recognized for over a century. Today, with the advancements in scientific research and understanding, visiting the Antarctic Peninsula or the Ross Ice Shelf region is like stepping back in time into ancient, lush forests that once flourished in these now icy expanses. Recent discoveries of detailed fossils from these prehistoric trees provide insight into how these plants thrived in conditions vastly different from today's freezing Antarctic climate. These ancient polar forests grew at latitudes where, under current conditions, it would be impossible for such vegetation to survive, suggesting these species were exceptionally resilient. Before we move on, here's today's subscriber's pick. This image suggests that researchers have stumbled upon what could be the most groundbreaking discovery of our time: frozen civilizations found under the ice in Antarctica. Imagine a time when this now barren, icy desert thrived with life, a bustling civilization existing in a climate far different from today's frigid expanse. While Antarctica stands as a symbol of international scientific cooperation and exploration, devoid of permanent habitation, the possibility of ancient inhabitants challenges everything we thought we knew about this remote continent. The evidence? Reports hint at ancient ships encased in ice, a tantalizing clue to a past that defies our understanding of human history. But is this evidence of an ancient civilization, or merely a mirage of ice and snow? We turn to you, our curious viewers, to ponder the possibilities. Could there have been a civilization that once called the harsh lands of Antarctica home? Or are these findings mere whispers of the continent's icy secrets waiting to be fully understood? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Number 5. 800-foot-tall tunnels. Antarctica's ice sheets might appear to be unbroken expanses of frozen terrain, but beneath the surface, a hidden world exists. Rather than solid blocks of ice, these sheets often contain tunnels and cavities, akin to air bubbles trapped inside an ice cube. These features, however, weren't part of the ice's original formation. Instead, they have evolved over thousands of years, carved out by runoff water that gradually melted and eroded the ice, creating a subterranean network reminiscent of river systems found in other parts of the world. This intricate labyrinth beneath the ice is astonishing in its complexity and scale. Among these subglacial passages, some are extraordinarily vast. The largest tunnels discovered so far can reach up to 800 feet in height, rivaling the height of the Eiffel Tower. This revelation points to an extensive system of networks and caverns stretching unseen across the continent. The existence of such massive tunnels under the Antarctic ice raises intriguing questions about what other secrets lie hidden beneath the surface. With only a few of these tunnels studied in detail, the possibilities are vast and largely unexplored. Number 4. Mysterious Pyramid. Dubbed the Antarctic Pyramid, this intriguing anomaly stands in sharp contrast to the endless snow and ice, drawing comparisons to the majestic pyramids of Egypt and the ancient structures of Central America. The existence of such a pyramid-like shape in the heart of Antarctica has fueled a flurry of speculation and theories. How could such a structure come to be in one of the most remote and inhospitable places on Earth? Some enthusiasts have ventured into the realm of speculation, suggesting that it might be the remnants of a lost civilization, possibly from a time when Antarctica's climate was vastly different and potentially hospitable to human life. Others have taken a leap into the extraterrestrial, proposing that this could be evidence of alien visitors to our planet. However, scientists offer a more grounded explanation for this phenomenon. What appears to be a pyramid is likely a natural formation known as a nunatak, a peak of rock that protrudes through the ice and snow, shaped by the relentless forces of erosion and weathering. Antarctica's harsh and dynamic conditions are perfectly capable of sculpting rock into sharp, angular forms, including those that resemble pyramids. This phenomenon is not unique to the southernmost continent. Similar formations can be observed in various parts of the world where glaciation has occurred, demonstrating how natural processes can create structures that stir our imagination and wonder. As satellite technology improves and exploration of the most isolated regions of the planet becomes more feasible, we may uncover more such bizarre and intriguing shapes. Number 3. Antarctic spider with boxing gloves. In the icy, unforgiving waters of Antarctica's Ross Sea, there exists a realm teeming with life that defies the imagination. Among the myriad of unique creatures that call these frigid depths home, one recently identified species stands out for its sheer oddity: the sea spider. But not just any sea spider. This one, discovered lurking about 1,870 feet below the surface, could easily be mistaken for a character straight out of a science fiction novel or an arachnophobe's worst nightmare. Sporting a peculiar yellow body complemented by 4 nearly black eyes and notably large, bulbous claws that might remind one of boxing gloves, this sea spider is a sight to behold. Its appearance alone is enough to unsettle anyone, but it's the way this creature feeds that adds to its bizarre nature. Unlike most species that use a mouth to eat, this sea spider employs a straw-like proboscis to suck nutrients from its food sources. But the oddities don't stop there. This creature's respiratory system is equally peculiar, as it breathes through its legs. Despite its spider-like appearance and name, this sea spider is far from being a true spider, nor is it a crustacean. Instead, it belongs to a unique group of marine arthropods, distant relatives of the horseshoe crabs that have carved out a niche for themselves in the ocean's depths. Number 2. Lake Wilkins. Antarctica, a continent shrouded in ice, has long intrigued scientists with the possibility of subglacial lakes hidden beneath its surface. Recent advances in technology have allowed researchers to uncover the true scale of these hidden bodies of water. To date, over 100 such lakes have been identified, their existence made possible by the immense pressure from the overlaying ice and earth. These conditions, coupled with high salt concentrations accumulated over thousands of years, prevent the water from freezing, despite temperatures well below the freezing point. This unique environment fosters some truly extraordinary ecosystems. One of the most fascinating discoveries in this realm is Lake Wilkins. Uncovered in 2007 by a dedicated team of scientists, Lake Wilkins lies 2,600 feet below the ice surface, containing water around 7 feet deep. The team managed to access this hidden lake using a hot water drill, marking the first time samples were ever collected from such an environment. The findings were astonishing. The water teemed with life, housing at least 3,900 types of microbial organisms. These microbes thrive on ammonia and methane released from sediments deposited in the lake around 120,000 years ago. Further exploration beneath Lake Wilkins, where fresh water meets seawater under the ice shelf, revealed an ecosystem just as vibrant, inhabited by fish, crustaceans, and jellyfish. Number 1. Alien bacteria. In the vast, icy expanse of Antarctica, scientific expeditions often uncover surprises that challenge our understanding of life on Earth. In 2017, during a brief pause in their scheduled research activities, a team of scientists decided to investigate 2 seemingly barren regions, Robinson Ridge and Adams Flat. Their curiosity led them to collect soil samples, despite the apparent lack of life or traditional sustenance for microbes in these areas. What they discovered was nothing short of revolutionary. The soil was teeming with previously unknown bacteria, named WPS2 and AD3. Analysis and reconstruction of their genomes revealed an astonishing characteristic. These bacteria had a unique ability to extract their life-sustaining energy from hydrogen and carbon monoxide in the air. This adaptation allowed them to thrive in conditions devoid of sunlight, geothermal heat, or conventional food sources, making them the first known life forms to survive entirely on atmospheric gases. That's all for now. Until next time, bye.